Ziggity Zig talking his way out of silver game number 38. This is a PvZ once more between myself and Cayman. Yeah, Cayman. I'm pretty sure I've been up against Cayman before, but I think I just recognize a lot of names and they sound familiar, but they maybe just aren't. So there I go with my blistering. Woo, wow, 31 EPM. Oh, that's APM. Hang on a second. EPM. There we go, 15. Woo, useless crap. So, Cayman doing the optional thing, or the optimal part, and just sending your overlords over to that direction, and then possibly a... Oh, that's interesting. So he's sending out a second overlord, so he's not really doing any drone scouting just yet. I'm about to scout myself. And I believe in my clockwise manner, yep, I'm going to find him first. So that's cool. Cayman deciding not really to worry about that just yet, but apparently this overlord is going on a very sentimental journey. Oh no, wait, this is my probe. Ha ha ha, never mind. Okay, this guy's headed out in that direction. Cayman's overlord is probably headed over to peek in this part of things. Meantime, I do make my way up the ramp, and booyah, what do I spy? I spy my zerg friend, and I don't spy. Let's have a quick peek and see what I do spy. I have a quick look around just to make sure that there is no fast... Well, there probably could have been some fast... some six pool, maybe, but I think I saw enough drones. No, I come all the way around, have a look, and don't see anything. So, booyah. All is well. No early pool. Of course, Cayman's down on 16 supply, and no pool, no hatch. Ah, there's a hatch on 16 hatch. Fair enough. So I don't think I see that actually happening. However, Cayman has yet to even get in my base, so we'll see what happens here, because I think Cayman is actually... Oh, do I do that thing where I lead him back to my base, or do I try to alleviate that? I don't think I do. Oh, I apparently go all the way back, do I? Oh, wait, no, I go over and I take a look, and I just sort of zoom around. Cool, that works. So here is my wall off there. That does pretty well. Now we just need to wait for my third... Oh, where's my other pylon? Hey-oh, not making a pylon, way to go. So that's awesome at 120 minerals, but yeah, okay, there we go. There goes another pylon, making enough. Oh, wait, alright, I'm the blue. I'm down below. Derp, I need to see what exactly it is I'm doing. Cayman still has no idea where I am, which is cool, because I was sort of leading Cayman away and trying to gain a little bit of Zelnaga Tower. That's cool. So Cayman, I am going to be able to keep out of my base. This zealot is not on hold. This zealot is on stop. That's not the best. So I've effectively forced Cayman to search everywhere and not find me. Now, the issue is this is what we were talking about with the Griff Adventures of Griff on Friday, is I can't actually keep Cayman out for long until I start making some... Come on. There. Chronoing out my warp gate. Until I start making some air attacking units. Issue. However, we are doing relatively okay, sort of on the worker supply count. I am ahead, and I'm getting some gas. Cayman is not quite into gas just yet. No gas on either base. Interesting. Hitting up 16. Whew, this is a bit slow for the kind of thing you'd be expecting. There we go. So Cayman finally comes up for a scout and notices... was trying to get around, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Here's me still not using my chrono on my cipher core, which is bad. This is just awful. So there is my air attacking unit. This overlord is apparently just checking to make sure I don't take a gas. I don't know. But I get my robo next and a gateway. Look at that EPM at 26 already. Cayman not doing all that well, just sort of having a bit of a hunkering time, so I guess I was up against someone who's even lower on the EPM than I am, and there we go, almost saturated on the main, but not quite on the, definitely not on the expansion just yet, so I'm pretty much all set there, and I need to think about a few more buildings, structures, production, and whatnot. I'm keeping pretty happy with this, just sort of making sure that I have enough units and that type of thing, so hopefully we'll get... there we go. So that means that I should definitely get out an observer. There it goes. Observer out, warp gate's up, so 2-gate robo at the moment, 3rd gate is on the way, beginnings of the 2nd base, putting in the paranoia pylon behind the mineral line in case of mutalisks, and there's my army moving around, just getting everybody in position, making sure the zealots are standing in behind the sentry. Excellent. That's fantastic. I'm quite pleased about that. This Overlord still doesn't see much. Let's just have a look and see, because Cayman, nope, not too much of an idea as to what's going on. However, I should not talk, because all I know is that he has 2 bases, so that's why I decided to expand. Never mind this ninja expand over here on the side. Derp. So here comes my observer, and at 7:44, this is when I start to be able to actually have a look at things. That's an Evo chamber, and that's, yep, that 3rd base is on its way. It's a couple of spine, I think just the 1 spine crawler at the moment, but I managed to scope out this base. Nothing there at a logical 3rd, I suppose would be the way to go. There's some gas going down. So Cayman finally decided to get a little bit of gas, and there's a fair amount, actually. That's decent action on the maneuver of probes. And if you have a look here, Cayman is actually getting slightly ahead of me as far as the count. Meantime, I've just put this little pylon up here just to make sure that there's no shenanigans going on, although you probably don't get too many shenanigans when you're up against Zerg players. It's pretty maximized. Yep, looks pretty good. So all I'm seeing is a lot of macro, so really I could pretty much go win the game right now. I don't, says he just as he goes to go and win the game right now. Now, this is the thing that Griff is usually telling me about. I should be doing some production building, so this is almost fully an all-in right now. But as I'm all-inning, I'm also trying to think of putting down, yep, pylons as I go, not doing anything as I go, so I should be having to look back home, maybe warping in a few more units. I'm actually doing quite well. Here comes an immortal, there we go. Two more probes, should probably be getting the rest of my gas, maybe thinking about that. I've got a decent split right there. I definitely do not have, oh, I'm so far behind workers. And there goes another, there goes a forge. That's interesting. Alright, so there's my army just sort of waiting around right here. In the meantime, I got my observer, since I know what I can see just there. And I know that there's not all that much in his base at the moment, but there seems to be, oh my goodness. Really? Is this still, or is that, oh, it's macro hatch. And yes, I know what it is called now. Oh wait, where was it? Oh no, that was lair. Or hive? Hive. Lair. It was just lair fish. So here I come, doing a little bit of damage here, trying to see what I can do. The immortal really helps out against structures and things like that, so taking out these spine crawlers is pretty awesome and pretty easy. The spore crawler, really only annoying for my observer, and I think it might just get picked off, and yeah, it looks pretty bad. Lots of zerglings and a few roaches, so do I manage to get the force field? Because I see them all coming down. Wait for it, wait for it. Nope. There it is. And then I move away. So I move outside of that, because that is a pretty serious force right there. The army supply I am a little bit over top of, and I did take out a fair number of workers just there. So here I come, still working on that. But I do get a little bit trapped. I move up, my observer up there. Zerglings can't do anything to me. I managed to take out the roaches, so I mostly just get pretty lucky right about there. So now comes the issue that I'm trying to get a few of these Zerglings, and I ran out of force fields pretty fast. At least I think I did. How are we doing on these boys? Yeah, so the sentries are still in there. I got 4 sentries, so I decide to sort of box in, but the boxing in didn't quite work all that well. Meantime, there's the rest of his army sitting over here just waiting for me to be done, and here come a lot of spine crawlers. This was kind of an interesting maneuver. I didn't quite get into it. But here come a lot more units, a lot of roaches. I decided to take out this hatch as fast as I can. Kablam. Meantime, yeah, there we go. There's slightly out of position immortal. That was terrible. I am warping in some more just up on this side. This army did not quite, see, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but this army did not seem to be able to take out this group of units, and here are 2 spine crawlers which are inevitably going to, well, basically die because they are off creep. So, yep, there they go. They are actually dropping down. So that's pretty bad. I'm not sure if Cayman decides to move those or not. There's a few more roaches that seem to be slightly out of position. Here come a bunch more zerglings in this other base that I still have not seen yet. And meantime, meantime, I'm just trying to take care of the rest of my units, but I'm actually losing out. So there we go. And my attacking force did not manage to survive. So at this point, I'm actually a little bit behind. And look at this Facebook money going on up here. This is just a ridiculous amount of coin. Do I make any further? There we go. 3 more gates, 2 more pylons, and a robotics bed. Now is the time that I decide this is a good idea to have. And here comes in some zealots. So here is my tiny little atrocious unit composition. Any sentries? Of course no sentries. What would I need sentries for? What would I need more than 3 gates for? I finally get 6 gates just when I'm actually expanding to a third base. What I should have, or to a after I've expanded to a second base and after I've attacked. I've done a huge attack and I've just sort of left myself there. I should have just done an A move, gone back home, taken care of that, and done something about it. But meantime, Cayman's EPM's all the way up to 41. I'm still hovering around the 30 range, which is pretty much my average. But here is yet another Immortal, and I'm just going to go in and have a quick peek and see if I can see anything. Of course, I still have no idea about this secret base over on this side. Meantime, I am quite ahead in worker supply because I killed, well, apparently quite a number. Either that or Cayman built a lot of spine crawlers. Maybe not as many as I was expecting. There's certainly an awful lot of overlords out there. Here I come once more, excuse me, and so the 6 gates finally starting to work for me, and can you count any sentries in here? No, you can't. You know why? Because I always forget to make sentries. Or I always never bother. But you know what would work right about now? Sentries would be real handy right about now, so I think I actually wait a minute and I grab a couple of sentries. Let's see what happens. I've got 1 Colossus and 1 Immortal just finishing up, so it looks like, do I have a double Robo Bay on the way? Yep, I do have the 2. That's excellent, so now I'm into Colossus production. There goes the Observer, finally having a peek around to see if he can see anything, see if there's any kind of shenanigans going on, because honestly, at this rate, at this point of just sort of sitting around and not doing anything, here's another Roach Warren being built, here's another hatchery being built. The lair is done again. It was nice to take out his lair. That was pretty awesome. And so he's making the lair down at this end. But if you take a look at the army supply, I am still quite a bit ahead, especially with the Colossus and whatnot, but I'm not getting additional gas, and I think that's because... no, I didn't bother with that. But I also didn't bother with a third base, which at 1,800 minerals and 142 gas, either I should have a whole lot of zealots, which I do, but the zealots sort of get caught in behind. I don't have any charge lots at the moment. The Colossus are sort of diddling down on their way. They're not quite here yet. There's one, but the second one should be here in just a moment, but I am definitely ahead at the moment, even though I'm lagging quite behind. Oh, this is a 34 average. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. There are finally some sentries, and of course, can I hit Guardian Shield? No, because I'm a whole 25 energy away from that, because when you warp in a sentry, they are stuck at 50, unless, of course, over here at the Cyber Core, I don't think there's any sort of research here where you can warp in with more sentry energy. No, I think there's something that you can do that with either Infestors or Queens for Zerg, where once they arrive, Ghosts for the same matter, but I don't think there's a single Zerg unit that uses mana that you can bring in with more mana than they start with. I don't think there's an upgrade for that. Prove me wrong, tell me I'm wrong, leave me a comment down below. Here comes my army, gonna try once more into the breach. There they are, and finally, with the sentries, we can do something with few force fields, just 2, probably could have used quite a number more, but that is definitely enough to take care of this. We are already almost at +1, but of course I don't think Cayman was working on any sort of upgrades like that, even though there was an Evo Chamber. The Evo Chamber didn't really get very far, so... here comes my paltry little army, here comes another Colossus or 2, and a few more Stalkers and Zealots, so just a couple more units, and I still had my sentries left over, so I could block them off from going up the ramp. It's the exact same maneuver as before, this time I just had a slightly larger army, and I wasn't quite as stupid. So, this is, you know, your lesson to be learned. Do it properly, or hope that they're not all that good. So, there's that. The spamming of the APM finally up to 46, but I'm pretty happy about a 33 APM. I feel that's kind of cool. Anyway, that was me trying out with an expansion. I did finally get a third base up at 1915, but there are the remainder of my buildings. I'm almost mined out, and if you take a look at this, here's how bad it is. That's pretty much oversaturated, and let's see how bad it is over here. And that's, yeah, it's well saturated right there. I did get, and there we go, a number of other... Do you want to go back and see how long they've been sitting there idle with me not getting warp gates? That would be pretty bad. 1850. When did these finish? 1840. Oh dear. 1700? Just started around 1700. That's cool. Why can't I move forward a little bit? So those take what, 40, 45 goes? 45 goes. There we are. No! Oh, I can't move this thing forward. Come on! And at 1750... Yeah, it took me a whole minute to not even notice what was going on. And meantime, what was I doing? Not a darn thing. Have a look and see what I was looking at the time. Here we go. Oh, okay, now it's 30. Oh, let's go in. Let's take all my units. Oh, goodness. Do I have any gateways back home? No, I guess not. For some reason, I am not French. Here, I'll put up a few force fields because there are quite a number of zerglings. And then I will go in and move in and take a few more of these things. And I will just sort of move around my camera slightly. And hopefully my Colossus will take care of all of these spike crawlers. That's right. When I play, I talk in my head like Jean Chrétien. If you don't know who that is, Google's your friend. And coming up to a full minute of sitting there with these gateways not doing anything for me, and nothing being produced out of here. Oh my god. Maybe my EPM would be better if I could do things. Anyway, leave me a comment down below, send me an email, ziggyzig@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at ZiggyStarCraft. That was THWOS number 38. You can stay tuned there, you. Never again.